Hello, world. Hello, world. This is your host, Jania Butler from the New American Perspective on remote location in Philadelphia, PA. I was here last night on deck for the debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. What did you think? Everybody has mixed results, reviews on it. I've got so many thoughts on it. Let's just get right in. Okay, so we start off. I was actually out at the motorcade for President Trump, and he came in all regal. First, JD Vance, he came up in his Trump Vance airplane, and then Trump came up with his motorcade. There was about maybe 200-300 people, and then I saw an additional maybe 400, 500, 600 people outside of this motorcade waiting to see Donald Trump come through in Pennsylvania. Now that's really important, people, because in Pennsylvania, right? Pennsylvania is the battleground state. Now they was outside. Now they said that Kamala got in the night before and there was nobody showing up. So I think that we're just looking at a different crowd. Right. And so I met a Representative Byron Donalds down at Max's Steakhouse in Philadelphia. Shout out to Assembly candidate Sesson Adams. Remember, he's running in Harlem. He was out there in Philadelphia on deck, his hometown, for Byron Donalds and at Max's Steakhouse, and we had steaks and we talked to a couple people out there. The climate was very, very interesting because I think that the Black community is waiting to be engaged. I think what the Republican Party has yet to do, and I'm working on it, has yet to do is really sit with the Black community and really find out how we create that communication. Because yesterday, I don't know. So then after, the motorcade went in, we gave him a strong, power to the people fist, and the people were excited. And you'll see some footage with that, coming up a little later. After that, we then looked at the debate. Okay, so the debate with President Trump. How did you think that went? Okay, so Vice President Harris, she came in. She was very, very structured. Now, what I didn't like about her presentation was, like Bernie Sanders said, that she's catering to the people, that she was method acting for the last 5 days up until this particular debate. And so she's in with I'm sure, Barack's greatest people talking. And what I didn't like about it is that she was so scripted. So she runs across the stage, promoting that power. I'm coming to say hi to you. She ran all the way across there. Trump was like, oh, okay. Hi, how are you? Good. Nice to see you. She went over, and then you could tell that she was trying to remember what she was saying in her head. So that's where I had a problem with it. I thought the debate was, I thought she did good as an actress. And I thought President Trump stayed to his way and to his mission, and I don't think that he played any games. And so I like that part. I like the fact that he was off the top of his head, where she very much wasn't off the top of her head. She very much was saying scripted sound bites. Now, what was smart about their campaign? See, now this is where we got to look at stuff, because what was smart about her campaign was that they are looking for these nice sound bites. So now you hear everything running. It sounds like she did a great job, right? And they know that everybody is not going to either watch the live debate, right? Are they watching the live debate, or are they going to just listen to these sound bites and get off over the sound bites and just assume what they're hearing was good across the board? And so that's what I didn't like. But if we're playing a game, she played a well game. But President Trump stayed to the mission, and I felt that President Trump was more of the commander in chief than, happy-go-lucky over here. She was remembering our points. She was hitting our points. And, she was kind of, method acting like she was practicing. She did very well. So I want to say that her coaches did very well. But let's talk about what is some of the stuff that they talked about, or some of the stuff that they didn't talk about, right? So some of the stuff that they talked about was the migrants. Now, everybody is trying to sweep this under the table. We cannot sweep this under the table, especially in communities of color. Because if all of these people are coming in, and then we have to pay extra taxes for these people coming in, and we already can't get ahead, what happens now? So you're telling us to accept this influx without accepting a step up in America, with still being in the same place that we started in as America, but now you're giving other people, another group of people, a jump start over top of us to run past us, and we're supposed to clap and be happy for the party. And this is the problem that's in front of us, people. We can't be happy about that. And I'm sorry to, the people that are in fear of getting rounded up. Well, I'm in fear of my community being extinct. So how far does that go? It's survival of the fittest. So the group that is with Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, the group of people that are supporting her are the fundamental people, the people who believe, the people who are really not hurting over this inflation. The people who are really not hurting over these rising gas prices. The people who can say, that's nothing. Well, it's something to people in America, and it's something to our community. And we've got to look at this another way. Now, they both didn't roll out their plans. So let me look at that. And let me tell you why I believe that they didn't roll out their plans. They didn't roll out their plans because they didn't have them. Okay, you've got President Trump for the last, 4 or 5 last year, 2 years, being caught up in court cases, right? And they did this on purpose. And now the thought that just came to mind is they did this on purpose, right? So look at this game that is being played in front of us. So if President Trump, so they tied President Trump up for 2 years. So now you got Biden. Now they knew that when Biden had first gone in, that he might make it 4 years, not gonna make it 8. They knew that. Okay, so they had plenty of time. So what they did is they put President Trump in a chokehold with all of the, out in Atlanta, you got the RICO with Fonnie Willis, you got here, and using all Black people to round him up. Right. And now getting their butt kicked because, your girl Fonnie got caught again. But so you're using all of these Black folks across the board. You've got Letitia James in New York. She tried to take the buildings down. New York ain't been the same since Letitia came down and kicked the buildings. Okay. Then you've got Representative Alvin Bragg, who a Chief Justice the other day just said on a hot mic, got caught on a hot mic saying that whole thing was nonsense. And all those cases were nonsense, and they were to move Trump out of the way from the election. Now we see this, people. So if this is happening to him at the highest levels, imagine how it's happening to us on the lower levels. And imagine how much easier it is. He actually had money to do it, and they still took him out. So imagine how much easier it is to do it. So, you've got all these people and all these things. So Trump didn't really have time to put a plan together, if we're being honest. Now, she didn't have time to put a plan together because they just threw her in. But how come now they're right neck and neck? Really makes sense. So now I want to say that was scripted 2 years ago. Slow him down. Because he would have had the plans. He would have been playing president on the side. But instead, they caught him up in court, and he had to go pay and do all these things. So he didn't have time. So I'm going to give him a little bit of time for that, because I believe that he was with the American way. And I still thought that he was hilarious. I thought that was my I don't want to say it, my N-word. He's the N-word. That's what I want to say. And I thought that he held his line and he did what he was supposed to do. And like I said, I felt that, she read her lines, she memorized her lines, and she did good in that regard. So I'm just going to say, she didn't win that debate. She was horrible to me. I was watching her, but then I realized what they were up to and what they were doing. So they were definitely smart about that. Okay. That was definitely it. Now I've got a friend tapping in with us, Manuel Ayala out of Puerto Rico. And he's got a great thought on this. He's new to politics, but he's been with me since I started running in 2017. I started my first run for Congress in Harlem as a Republican. And I ran as a Republican to start the conversations that Black people could be Republicans. So today, when I'm standing and chilling with my guy, Congressman Byron Donaldson, and I see other Black Republicans, our age, hip hop style, stepping up, then I get happy about that, because that was the mission from the beginning. But now my mission is to make sure that President Trump gets back in office. Not so much that I despise Kamala Harris or don't want to see a woman in position or a woman in power. She's controlled. She's very, very controlled. And I have to be very scared about a woman that's being controlled, that was rather robotic in everything that she was saying, rather, just really outside the box, as far as, well, let me not say outside the box. She was very in the box. It seemed like she was able to tune and tap in and say, well, I think you did this. And I was wondering what she was doing when she was getting in the camera and talking to the American people, when she was like, he'll never worry about you. It was all sound bites. So again, it was all a setup. The Democratic Party right now, this is the party of entertainment. And then how about when Taylor Swift, right after the election, tweets out to all her Swifties, oh, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I mean, was that a power play or what? Very power play, very scripted, but very trying to take America away. America, let me talk to you for a second. This woman was not elected. So that's the first thing against democracy. They knew that President Biden wasn't going to be able to be in there. And that's why they didn't let those other people debate for their American right, for the right to be the president. Now, she was put in office, and now she's being taught how to run this office, not by herself. There was nothing that she said that was off the cuff. There was nothing. That's why she's not meeting with the press, because she cannot talk in that manner. And I have a problem with that, good people, a really good problem with that. And I don't know where we're going to go with that and where that's going to take us in the near future.